All right, hi everyone. This is Dr. Kim from the Hearing Aid Docs, and I'm just touching base and finalizing my 2-week hearing aid trial. I tried out the Siemens Pure 700 device for 2 weeks, and as promised, here's the review. So first of all, this hearing aid device was a really cool device. It fit really well. I know I complained about itching at first, but that went away after a couple of days. My ear definitely got used to it. I also added a little retention wire to the bottom of the hearing device so that it holds it in my ear so it won't move around as much. So it fit really well. It was comfortable. It was easy to use, easy to manipulate, but I have good dexterity, so somebody that doesn't have as good of finger dexterity might have some difficulty with this type of device. So you definitely need to be cognizant of that. The performance of this hearing device was really good. I was in a lot of different environments. I was in a bar type environment. I went to church. I went to a movie theater, and the hearing aids performed pretty well in those environments. A lot of times, I would often forget that I'd have them on. So what I did was I actually muted the hearing device, and it actually really sounded like it was very muffled once I muted it. So I turned it right back on, and it sounded crisp and clear again. I'm going to go over some pros for you real quick about this hearing device. It's very discreet, cosmetically appealing, very lightweight. Doesn't wear your ears down like the old hearing aids do. You also have a rechargeable battery option with this hearing device. So the days of opening the battery door, replacing the battery are pretty much over. What you have to do is, as soon as you're done wearing the device at the end of the night, you just place it in the charging base, and it charges overnight, and then you take it out in the morning, put it right in your ear. So it's pretty convenient. It's really, for an individual with dexterity issues, I know it might be a little bit difficult to manipulate, but if the batteries were the main concern, this would definitely be one of the highlights of this product. Another cool aspect of this hearing device is that it comes with what we call a tech device. And this device is it's a remote control and a Bluetooth streamer all in one. So it's really cool. One feature that this has that really helped me out was this sound balance feature on the side. It increases and decreases the treble in the hearing device. Now, you're asking, well, what does the treble do for you? In a noisy environment such as a bar or a restaurant, if you increase the treble, you're going to be hearing those consonants in speech a little bit more distinctly, a little bit better, a little bit louder, and that'll help you understand speech a little bit more in noisy environments, theoretically. But it was actually very beneficial for me. So in restaurants, again, if it gets too loud, if you're right next to the kitchen and the dishes are clanging, and it gets too loud for you, you can actually decrease it so that it's not as abrasive for you, and you don't have to take off your hearing devices. Another cool aspect of this remote that I found was that when I plugged it to my iPhone, the iPod feature, the music feature, was actually very good in terms of sound quality. I was surprised because some other Bluetooth devices that I've tried in years past, the volume was it didn't have enough bass in the hearing in the sound and the music that it was playing through this. But this device, surprisingly, it had enough bass. Of course, it had enough treble, but it actually provided a pleasant musical experience for me. So that was really cool. So let's go over a couple of cons, a couple of things I didn't like particularly about this hearing device. Back to the tech device. When you're on the telephone, when you're using the Bluetooth feature for the telephone for this, it really has to be in fairly close proximity to, first of all, your mouth, because there's a microphone that you have to talk through. But second of all, for this to communicate with your hearing devices, they have to be fairly close to your ears for it to communicate. Excuse me. So, for instance, when I was playing the iPod, I actually had to have it right in front of me on the table for it to communicate with my hearing devices. If I had placed it a little bit further away, it started breaking up, and the sound quality was not as good. Another con about this hearing device is that it does not offer a telephone option for those individuals who have a moderate or moderately severe or greater hearing loss than what I have. I have a mild to moderate hearing loss. It lacks the telecoil feature, which a lot of hearing aids utilize these days for those more severe individuals that do have difficulty on the telephone. So that's one thing that this does lack, but if you like the Siemens product, if you like everything about this in terms of the rechargeable nature, then the Motion 700, Siemens Motion 700 is a hearing device that is a little bit bigger than the Pure 700. But it offers the same tech device, optional accessories. It also offers the rechargeable device, but it includes an auto telecoil, which is a feature in the hearing device, a magnet in the hearing device that will allow you to hear better on the telephone. So I can't really blame the Pure 700. I can't really blame Siemens because they do have that capability in another hearing device. But otherwise, I really enjoyed this hearing device. I continue to wear it outside of that 2 weeks that I've tried it out and reviewed it. I'm waiting on my Unitron hearing aids, so the next review with Unitron will be coming soon. All right, thanks and have a nice day.